immediately after people were elected into parliament.
Yes, this particular recommendations by the SRC was gazetted in last month on 7th July. And according to Wanga, as she argues, she says that this time members of parliament were very busy because that time almost parliament was about to go to a long recess to allow for the elections. And these particular salaries that have been proposed by SRC are supposed to be implemented after the election, which we did on 2 weeks ago on 8th August. So that's when these particular salaries, the reviewed salaries, will apply. And this time around, the salaries will apply for the four years. So between 2017 to 2022, we expect that members in public service and or those who are paid by the government will not have that annual salary reviews as has been in the past, but they now follow the SRC recommended procedure where reviews are done after 4 years. Because after every four years, if there are those unionizable employees, they are supposed to get into a collective bargaining agreement with the employers to ensure that for the 4 years, once they reach that particular deal, then salaries remain at that and there will be no negotiations in between. And the reason why the SRC came up with these new proposals is to cut the ballooning wage bill, which currently stands at 52%. And considered, looking at it with a global ratio, the global ratio should say that at least salaries or other remunerations should stand at 30% of the gross domestic product. But for the Kenyan case, it's standing at a whopping 52%, which is a danger to the economy because this means that we cannot engage into other development matters. And by this particular measure, SRC expected to save at least 8.8 billion shillings, which money it felt should go to cater for other development needs of the country. Last month, when the Sarah Chiseremo came up with these particular proposals, we saw the head of state, President Uhuru Kenyatta, support the proposals because he's among the state officers whose salary will be cut from 1.6 million that he earns currently to 1.4 million shillings. We saw other people will be affected. Apart from being members of parliament, we'll also have governors, members of the county assemblies, state officers like the Attorney General, Cabinet Secretaries, Principal Secretaries, and all other cadre, they'll be affected. And the other issue that, especially for members of parliament, the problem was that there were accusations that they were misusing the mileage allowances, and some of them could claim as much as 2 million shillings monthly in terms of mileage. That's why there was a capping, and according to SRC, they'll be zoned. They've come up at least with 5 zones, according to which if you exceed that particular mileage, between a range of that particular mileage, you'll be entitled to a certain reimbursement in mileage. Say, for instance, up to 750 kilometers to and fro, a member of parliament will be entitled to get at least a monthly relief of 266,000 shillings. Those exceeding at least like 1,250 kilometers to and fro, the highest will get at least a reimbursement of 450,000 shillings for that journey. So it's a way of trying to bring order and discipline in the way the public finance is managed. But we've seen that already now Gladys Wanga is already raising an issue about it, saying that members of parliament were ambushed when they went to the election and they were not prepared for these. So she's calling for a review. But whether it will succeed or not, I think that one maybe it's subject to see. We'll see how it will pan out, because already these salaries are gazetted and they're not only affecting members of parliament, but the entire civil service. So we cannot pick only one sector of that particular service and say that maybe they enjoy other preferential treatment. Akisa?
Patrick Amimo, our senior parliamentary report, joining us there from our City Centre studios. Back to our top story of the hour. The government maintains